Okay, welcome back to the channel. Thank you for joining me again for another episode of how to tank stuff. Well, how I like to tank stuff, I guess. Being open-minded to other routes and things is always like a real healthy thing to do as a tank. There's not one cookie cutter way to do everything every week, especially for some tanks and like the route that you're gonna take, the talents that you're gonna use. Don't get set in your ways of doing just one thing all the time, because usually when you come into like the other fixes and things, like next week is tyrannical bolstering explosive, so obviously you're not going to be wanting to do like gigapulls and having to be like Monka-esque, because not only will it be bolstering, but it's also going to be explosive. So if you have like the mob that does like some kind of like AoE melee damage, like the monkeys in Freehold, and you're having to kill like explosives that are like right there, and you've got like 3 of them, and explosives are like all around them, and they get bolstered. It's just like things like that can chain into like some really shitty circumstances that can and have killed keys in the past for a lot of people. Same for like the fortified bursting quaking. So the same thing isn't going to be the best thing to do every week. So just try to keep an open mind, especially when it comes to tanking and routes and plans and things. Yeah, just keep that in mind. Do y'all want me to server meet you and I just call things out as we go or something?
That's fine.
Yeah, that works.
Are you sure?
Yeah, I don't care.
Yeah, don't forget to unserve this.
No, yeah. Alright. Do you want to hear me talking throughout the whole key though, or like should I mute?
I don't care.
Are y'all sure?
Yeah, I really don't.
Alright.
Don't care.
We'll try this. I'm gonna see how it works. Server meeting Allie, dude. I've always wanted to do it, dude. She's muted, so she can't say anything. Okay, got him. Alright. So Underrot is a dungeon where picks are like real super important. I've got my team with me here, and just they are kind enough to come here and help me do all of this, and they are all muted, so you won't be hearing them talk, but they'll be hearing me call out kicks and things. One of the best things that you can do as a tank as well, or even as like a DPS, learning having somebody in your group calling out kicks is honestly like the ideal situation. If you roll into like a group like an 18 or a 19 or like a 20 and you ask like who's gonna call kicks, and like I had a warrior the other day, I was trying to do a Waycrest like 19 or 18 in balance, and I was like, so tank gonna call kicks or like what's up? And he was like, not a big deal. I was like, okay, I'm just gonna, you know, right click leave party, just fucking bounce out, dude. Like I don't know. Hey, it's a Waycrest, dude. What the fuck? It's fortified nonetheless, so like Monka-esque, dude. But yeah, so I'm just gonna call kicks out as we go. Again, do the ready check and the pull timer for the key to start. Mainly because I have a DH in group, so I want him to be able to use meta at the beginning of the key, to help us like nuke down these first few things. Really handy, no reason not to do it. Get into good habits, boys, yeah. So there's gonna be another run. We're just gonna kind of take things slowly but surely. Mark the skull on the matron. I've got all my markers on keybinds, by the way. It's real handy, so I'll be able to get the 3 CCs on the maggot. Spot says cleave. Got a leg sweep on that, heck yeah. I can end cap next. I'm gonna soothe this matron so he's not trying to fuck my face. What's that? Cleave. Yeah. Okay, I'm gonna get first on skull. Now these things, this is me, and now our DH, and then our rogue. Because you don't want gift to get off, because that's going to prevent this thing from dying, and if you don't have a purge in the group, it's not going to be good. Look at these rings. Oh my god. So the idea that we're doing here is we are going to do the first reaping wave right up here before we go to first boss. I personally think it's better to kind of drag your wave through to the trash after the boss and kind of do things as they come up to you, but everybody's got their own way of doing things. Oh my god, come on. I'm going to get first on this priest. Drag this shit over here. Just be real careful not to pull the maggots and shit. The Quan will be next, and then our rogue. I'm gonna soothe the blood priest so she's not casting like 90 miles an hour. That's not good. Got this matron. That's fucking sanguine, so I gotta be moving this dude as that thing dies. These matrons on fortified fucking chunks, so you just really want to be careful. Make sure nobody in your party is getting cleaved. Worst case, you can do like a knock or something to help make sure. I'm gonna reins pull this bitch. Drag her up here before she casts anything. She's gonna cast a blood bolt, but she ain't gonna be in range, so. Get this, I have our DH kick next. I'm gonna soothe the priest, so she's again not casting 90 miles an hour. Move out of the way of the cleave. Be our rogue kick. And then after the priest dies, I'm going to be soothing the matron again just because, you know, he fucks. So I don't want him to fuck me. Not good. If you're like a warrior, like any other tank spec, I know a lot of people are rolling with like Arrestor Druids right now, so probably just want to have them on the soothes as much as you can. Really important. Kicking Grave Bolts. Now the reason I kind of like this strat for this to a certain point is that all the reaping is kind of like in one spot. Like we killed everything pretty much together, so there's not really too much to worry about there. As far as like casters being like way outside and things, so we're gonna shroud here. I've got the mark around my head, and we go. Oh yeah, but I mean, if you're doing this in a pug, though, I mean, it's not like this is where learning to call things out yourself and doing this is like extremely handy. So, all right, we're gonna do Lexa 3, 2, 1. I'm gonna get first. Then we'll have our DH kick into rogue kick. This is why you just gotta learn to do things for yourself sometimes, boys. Rogue kick here. Monk kick on boss. I will get first kick on the ad. DH kick on ad. Rogue kick on boss. And just nuke that shit down. Oh, we didn't lust, dude. Holy heck. Now, one thing to note here. The ad can cast on your whole party. The boss will only cast on you. So if your kicks get tight, it's better for you to pop a cooldown and eat a cast from the boss than it is to let the ad cast on like whoever the fuck. So, but we're just gonna walk right in between these. We don't need shroud, no nothing. I'm gonna mark skull for DH, X for rogue. Make sure we're getting these. One little trick I like to do here on these two is so after the initial kicks go out on the stuns here, is to, you can kind of base it on like what your kick timers are. You want to like use whatever CCs you have. Like I'm going to start like in capping. Then I'm going to vortex typhoon. And it's just going to delay that cast. These fucking lashers, because you know it's just going to be really annoying. Okay, so we don't have anything else to worry about here. We're going to do this here. The D8 skull, rogue X. And Monk and I on purple. Watching the cast, you don't want anybody to get stunned. Monks can like dispel the shit, but not every healer can. Like if you have a Resto Druid, they're not going to be able to dispel like any of this, so. Chances are if anybody gets stunned by this shit, they're just going to get stuck in a pile of green shit from the rots and you're going to get fucked, so. We go I'll be DH will be on Skull. I will kick X, keep our focus on the Blood Swarmer. Please kite it, because that shit's gonna fucking hurt. Even on a 10, it's like, you know, not ideal, so. And now, I'm seeing the kicks. The Lashers are gonna be casting soon, so I'm gonna start in-capping. I'm a Typhoon. Kind of like delay that shit just a little bit so we can make sure our kicks are off cooldown. We're gonna keep them on Skull. Fucking auto marketed. I'm gonna handle kicks on X. So we got just these little 3 mobs. Be with a Reaping Wave. This would be good. I just gotta make sure, because I told my party I was gonna kick X, so I gotta stay on X and make sure I don't let that shit cast like at all. So. If you call something out or you assign something, like that's, you know, like it's your fucking job, so fuck it up. Okay, so with the maggots, we got a good opportunity here. If I can pull them at the same time, I can line up their AoE. So I'm gonna handle this CCs, just make sure we burn Skull. I'm not gonna pull the other ones yet because they're pretty linked. I got the Rotten Biles lined up so I can CC all of them. This is perfect, like honestly, like ideal. So starting to kite. We got the leg sweep, and it's just beautiful. There you go. So I'm gonna mark a Skull. I'm gonna kick X again. I'm just gonna stay on this. Pull this extra rock because we only got 4 things right here. It's kind of like a waste of time if you're not doing the best you can. The rots really don't do anything, as y'all see. They cast a Wave of Decay, which throws shit on the ground under them, which means you just gotta keep kiting, which you're probably gonna be doing as a tank anyway. Make sure I keep getting my kicks on the Lasher because I told them I was gonna do that. So you really just gotta make sure, if you assign a job to somebody, make sure they're doing it or you are doing it. Because if you don't, that's like they're relying on you to do this, especially in this fucking room. Like, so I'm gonna pull this and I'm gonna pull the maggot. But I'm gonna CC the maggot. We're gonna keep our damage focused on Skull. I'm gonna end-cap that bio. Be able to get the next. I have a Typhoon ready for this next bio this bitch casts. We got a Rogue stun on it. Alright. Good enough. I'm gonna hold on to mine. We got Lust up because we didn't fucking use it on first boss, so yikes. Put some markers with Opie. Rogue goes to X. I will go to Star with our Monk, and then DH goes purple, and our healer just kind of hangs back here, and we'll get whatever we need on the way back in, or because he's gonna be healing a lot because it's fucking grievous. So 3, 2, 1. I'm gonna pull this dude over to the wall. I'm gonna have my whole party bait on one side of him. I'm gonna be at max melee range to be ready to run out of melee range for the indigestion. You can do this with just like the basic amount of movement speed. You just really gotta be at max melee range, especially on Tyrannical, because I'm sure a lot of you know that shit fucking hurts, dude. So, indigestion is not some shit that you want to be hit by. We all soak. He's gonna charge one more time, then he's gonna tantrum. And if you've got big wigs, I don't think DBM has a timer for indigestion. I think you have to turn that shit on, or like add some extra shit for that, but Big Wigs does have a timer for it. So we're about to get the tantrum. I'm gonna pull the boss in the middle. I'm gonna roar. Since the boss is gonna die here, I'm just gonna use my speed pot here. I would save this for the second tantrum, worst case, but we're not gonna have a second one. So there's a maggot over here. I'm gonna taunt that shit. We're just gonna hold on to it. We're gonna execute this boss. And easy clap. If you happen to get a maggot or 2 on you, do whatever you can to CC those things. Like any kind of like shockwaves, end caps, anything like that. So, what we're gonna do here, we're gonna pull this into the worm. I'm gonna take care of the death speaker, and I'm gonna keep my DPS on the worm itself. So DH is gonna kick the worm first, and then Rogue. Wicked Frenzy is gonna cast. I'm gonna knock these, and I'm gonna soothe that Wicked Frenzy off so I don't get that nasty fucking dot on me. It's especially nasty on Fort, so. Worm's gonna fucking die. Easy clap. I'm gonna chain this into the other pack. I'm gonna heal up a little bit. I'm not really concerned about that. I'm gonna do the same thing with my instincts. Keep my focus on the Death Speaker. Keep kiting because things are gonna be dying here. With Wicked Frenzy. And I'm gonna in-cap, delay that shit for a second, soothe the Frenzy so that shit doesn't fuck me. Keep my attention on the Death Speaker because I told them I was gonna kick that, so. And then these guys, they just melee hard. It's just like kite and, you know, rotate your torrents and shit for the shields or your stuns and things. We're gonna get Reaping here. And as this shit dies. So it's gonna be DH on Skull. I'm gonna get first on X. And then Rogue is gonna kick Skull, and Monk is gonna kick X. And then this shit's gonna die. They're dropping totems. Get the fuck away from that. Oh good. Woo. Kick that Grey Bull. Fuck that shit. Throw a heal on our Rogue. Get myself up real quick on my healer drinks. The tanking sport collar is something I've seen a lot of people making mistakes on lately. So 3, 2, 1. So what I'm gonna do, I'm just gonna hold this dude right here. I'm gonna have a peek at where things are dropping. And even if it's not the best choice, you just want to get into a spot to shockwave shrooms as soon as possible. That first one is always going to be a little sketch. But as long as you get it on something, that's all that matters. We got these mushrooms popping out. Dodge these as best I can. And now I'm in place for the next shockwave to knock these out. We got one more round of upheavals coming. We should be able to get at least these. I'm gonna roll over here. Just snag this one by itself real quick. Pop a little heal. Make sure I can soak this without much trouble. But you definitely want to like tank this guy on the side of these things. Don't like hold him in the middle and then like aim him out. The best way to tank this is always to have him on the side. And pull him over. And then just face him towards the shit. Just like this. Your first choice doesn't always have to be the best. It's as long as you're in place to have a have a decent shockwave, and then you can adjust yourself after the first one comes out. And you can really be like right up on these things. Like you see my character right now, like I'm right inside this shit. I'm not taking the dot from him yet. It's gonna take a little bit of practice for you, but it's more important to have your shockwaves be like accurate and hitting as many as you can. Before you start to fuck around too much with people taking a bunch of dots and the spore explosion shit, whatever it's called from the boss. So just gonna do this dude by himself. No need to like do anything crazy here. Tentacles coming out. Just go ahead and move this dude away from them so your melee aren't pressured. I'm gonna knock that fear. Okay, gonna come up in here, grab this Death Speaker. I'm gonna take care of the Death Speaker. I just want my DPS to pump out as much damage as it possibly can right here. Cause this shit fucking hurts. I'm gonna kick the Raised Dead. He's gonna cast Wicked Frenzy, maybe. Nope, he's gonna fucking die. It's cool. But I didn't have a Typhoon ready because I used it on the ad before, but I had an end cap and a Bull Rush, like, lined up for that, so. Okay, so they are gonna shroud. I'm just gonna go ahead because I'm a stealthy boy. Got a star on my rogue, yep. Every marker's on keybinds, by the way, dude. It's a huge fucking help. So grab these two boys. Now we're gonna get reaping after this. And we're gonna do reaping with the next boss. The trick with that is just keeping all of your party on one side of the boss coming out. So I'm gonna knock these because it's fucking awkward. I don't want somebody to get feared if we can avoid it. Big tentacles coming. Get the shit a little bit away. The fear on the wall. Nice ring. Double rings. Monka S. Okay, so now I got my party going down. I'm gonna pop roar. It's gonna send us down the lift faster. Any kind of like movement increasing thing that you have will push you down this thing faster than normal. So popped that a little early, but well, whatever. So okay, so we're all gonna be on the same side of the boss as me. I'm gonna grab this dude. We don't have lust up yet, but it's not a big deal. We got the big smashes. Alright, explosion. Get everybody moving over. All this shit's about to be dying. Gonna be a little Monka S, but it's fine. We're gonna have everybody. Alright, we'll pop this one off. Everybody's just gonna move with me. Gonna pop his first ads, and now we move into the strat. So now everybody's gonna stack on me. We're all gonna be on the same side of the boss. About 3/4 of the way through the cast. We're all just gonna run through. X, dude. Put a heal on my healer. Pop a health stone and a health pot. Just let myself get topped off. Get rid of that Grievous. We're all on the same side. Use my stampeding roar. We're gonna move through. And the idea is to have him spit on some shit that he already has on the ground. Just maximizes the amount of space that you have in this fucking room. So got one of these ads. We're gonna move through. Make sure you have threat on these ads so they're not hitting anybody else in your party. Use my swipes and shit to hit these spores before they get into us. He's gonna spit back where we just came from. We're gonna move through. Beautiful. As long as you're keeping him spitting in the area that he just came from. The fucking really clean strat. I like it a lot, so. Where's this other ad? Oh no, we're on this side of the boss. It's fine. And there you go. Underrot in a nutshell. +3. Well, the amount of damage that we had, yeah. Heck yeah. But yeah, so that's just one route that I like in this. Pretty consistent. Reaping with bosses is like a habit y'all kind of want to get into. It's really want to do it as much as you can. Like we do it in Atal Dazar, at least on like Priestess. Some people have strats to do a wave with like Razan and things. You really just always want to be pulling reaping waves into like another trash pack or a boss or like something along those lines. Just so you're making the best use of your time. The only case where like you might not do this is in like Shrine, where you've got like a million of the grave bolts just like casting on everybody because it's just not ideal. But for a lot of the dungeons, I mean, it's pretty okay. Like Freehold, it's not like the biggest deal, but you kind of like are doing most of those with trash anyway. And here, doing it with like the last boss, depending on your route, doing a wave of Spore Caller is not the worst idea. Even like Kragmaw, because there's not a lot of consistent damage going out until the Tantrum, and ideally if you have a plan that's gonna pop a wave to go with that boss, I mean, you're probably coordinated enough to be able to like handle a wave with that, especially with the trash in like the back of the room. You're not gonna have like too many casters in there. So yeah. be mindful of where you are doing your reaping waves. You can always be doing that in probably a more efficient way. Even me doing like these 18, 19, 20, 23 keys. There's always more to learn. There's always like other strats and things you could be doing for yourself or your party or whatever it may be. So just keep an open mind. Be open to talking with like other people. Being open to other strats. Don't take anything you hear for gospel, but keeping open mind is good and it's healthy. And will help you make some new friends maybe and some keys that you do, which is why like I just add people that I have really good runs with. Like I'll just add them. Sometimes they don't accept it, sometimes they do, and then just doing a bunch of content and just meeting people and adding them is how you get to a point where like you've got a group or two that you can do keys with, or you have at least like 2 to 3 to 4 people that you can like do more keys with. That's like called networking. It's really good for you. Yes, you have to do it in the game if you want to be pushing higher keys, but it's worth it. So just make your friends, be nice to each other, keep it open mind, and hit me up down below in the comments with any questions, comments, concerns, anything that I can help with, I will. But keep working together, boys, and I'll see y'all soon. Okay. Cool. It's +3, dude. Fucking easy clap. That Windwalker DPS, dude. That Windwalker DPS. Ali's fucking pumping too. Heck yeah, dude. I like it.
That's up a few times, but and butter.
I like it.
Are we unmuted?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I unmuted you when I muted myself. Yeah, you can see it on the Discord, I think.
Yeah, it's half of it's like closed out by another window, so I don't see my full Discord. I only see like
Oh yeah.
the names.
Or stop by Twitch. I wasn't even thinking. Come by the Twitch, twitch.tv/in the hill of the bear. I'll just extend the cut for this. I'm not plugging my Twitch in these videos. Yikes, dude. But yeah. Thanks. Thanks, dude.
Oh my god.